Hello, welcome everybody to something that I'm very excited to share with everyone. Double checking my sound, of course. We are doing a little bit of Magic the Gathering Puzzle Quest. So, Magic the Gathering Puzzle Quest is an awesome game for your phone, and a little bit of Magic sounds good. Gathering Puzzle Quest. So, Magic the Gathering Puzzle Quest is an awesome game for your phone. Everything seems to be working well. So real quick, a little bit of background. I go through a lot of mobile apps games. I typically load them, try them anywhere from 20 minutes to a couple days, and then delete them. There are three games that I've kept for multiple years, and this is one of them. Magic the Gathering Puzzle Quest. I like all the Puzzle Quest games, to be exact. I think they do a really good job. I don't care for things like Bubble Saga or Candy Crush, Toy Saga, all these games, because they basically just make things harder and harder and harder and harder. And there's no real effort besides getting to the next level. This one, you're earning cards, you're building up planeswalkers, lots of different goals to what you're doing. As you're in each individual game, you're building mana to feed your cards and be able to play your cards. There's strategy. There's tons of different stuff. I like this game a lot. So here's our home screen, and you can see that I have a couple quests to draw 25 cards, win 3 fights without casting any spells, only creatures and supports, for example, and then cast 20 black or red cards. I'll get a new one every day. So we also have a vault, so that's things that you earn. So let's go to, real quick, we'll go to our vault first. Why not? Check out what we have coming to us. As you earn packs, you also get free packs every 4 hours. They show up in the vault. You can also buy stuff here. So you see I have 53,000, I want to say, I don't remember what the name of the currency is. 265 crystals, 25 of the yellow crystals. So these are all the things that you can buy, and they open up and such. If we go down to the bottom, looks like I have my free ones coming to me. So I'm still learning all the ins and outs of this interlay. So like this one costs 240. It's a guaranteed non-duplicate card, and it's one card for 240 of the yellow crystals. All right, so I'm just trying to get these. Here we go. Just scroll down. Here we go. So there's our free booster every 4 hours. This will give us your first look at how cards work in this game. So here we go. We have our typical creature. It costs 11 mana to play. The symbol means creature. 2 attack, 4. It is gets +2 at the end of the turn, and it's flying. Resourceful is a turn. I can't look at it in this vault, but later on we can look at it. So this is a support. That's what the little circle means. It also says support right here. And you draw a card when it enters the board. Here's a spell card. It has flash and cycle. It costs 6 to play. And the spell card, that's what the symbol for spell card is. we got our 3 cards. Because we already owned all 3, it would have said new if it was new. They get converted automatically into these currency. Mana orbs. There we go. That's what they're called. And runes. So these are runes, and the mana orbs. All right, so these are things you can buy. You can buy new planeswalkers, and then of course there's all the different packs and the VIP passes and all that stuff. So this is our menu. All the different things we have. If anybody has questions, feel free to leave them in the comments. Drop them in chat. So let's go to our events. So that's the goal. So I'll show you real quick the story. What the story does is there's training, but also every time there's a new series. So like when Kaldheim came out, there was new things there. So you can see here, I haven't actually finished all my storyline, but you have. So here's the training on all the different things, and you can see what it does is it goes over the different rules for that particular rule set. So it's really nice and shows you how things work, and you gain free cards and stuff. And then each place has its own storylines as well. So you have Zendikar, was the last storylines there, and then you have these heroic encounters. So this is something I'll be working on here as well. So we'll be doing some of these at later dates. Most of the time what I focus on is events. So we'll wait for this to load. Again, this is a phone app, Magic: Puzzle Quest is the name of it. You can play it for free. You don't have to buy anything. They have things available to buy from 99 cents all the way on up. So this is the events section. In the events section, there is these 2 training grounds, which are always there. One of them is for standard cards only. The other one is for any cards. And then we have our other cards. These cost money or currency to play. And it tells you right there when it's ending. You have information on the rules and what's going on for each of those. So we're going to, oops, didn't mean to click it. So we're going to go over, for example, I'm already in. So you see it says continue. So I'm already in emergency war ordinances. Nice thing is it tells you the rewards right up front. You can see I've already earned, I've at 40. I've already earned the first 3, and these give you the yellow runes, yellow crystals, mana crystals, and a booster packet if you get 120 points. The rules for this, it allows only these 4. It does not allow green. And you face off other players for control of the mana. You fight enemy planeswalkers. So once locked, your planeswalker will fight enemy planeswalkers in decks. And the special rule is after 5 rounds, all damage dealt to planeswalkers is doubled. So we will continue. So what happens is when you go in this particular event, a lot of events are similar. There's basically PvP and then against the computer. This one is against other players. It's not live, so it makes it nice. There's no waiting involved or trying to find a match or waiting for to find another player. This is the number of times I have left. So I have 4 of these and 5 of each of these to play. I chose on my level 35 Planeswalker, 36th Planeswalker. You can have up to level 60. 60 is the max for your Planeswalkers. So I'm going to start with one of my most powerful people, my strongest players, dudes. So here I will earn points. So remember, I have 40 points, and the more points you earn, 50 is my next level to earn more mana crystals. I get 4 points if I win. If I win and I energize 5 gems during a match, I'll get 2 more extra points. If I win and don't cast 2 or less spells, I'll get 1 extra point. This one is not made to energize, and I didn't feel like messing with the deck at the time, so he's just gonna have we're gonna win, and if I remember, I'll do my best to only do 2 or less within the thing. Red Node. What used to be the best night district in the city is boarded up, shut down, barred, closed in accordance with the citywide curfew. The only sound in the streets is the patter of my footsteps as I stumble searching for any sign of a gathering. No curfew will keep me from my birthright. I earned a final celebration, and I will find it if it kills me. I have a lot of problems with that, but that's okay. It's not actually me doing it. Like my little background for magic. Pretty cool. 5 mana symbols. Except for green. The green doesn't work in this setting, so he's gone. Goodbye. Bye-bye. Anyway. Alright, so now comes the fun part. The actual game. So because I am using the emulator, took me a minute to remember the words, it takes a little bit longer to load than normal. Once it runs, it looks like it works real well. So you start with 2 cards and then you draw on your turn. You will always go first. So this is 0 out of 5. Once it hits 5, all damage against planeswalkers will be doubled. My life is 132. He has 118 life. So as a planeswalker, this is my loyalty number, by the way. So as a planeswalker, I have abilities, and these unlock the higher level you go. They start at nothing, and then they go up to max at 4 at level 60. You get the last one. So I'm not going to go into all the details of these specifics right now. We're just going to show you how to work. The main thing I'm looking for, showing you guys here, is that my colors as a planeswalker are blue, black, and red. For each of those, I have +3 if I match those colors. The white and green is at a -1. So it goes from getting 6 to 2. Look at my cards. Let's see what we've got in our hand. I have Curse of Fool's Wisdom and Gilded Lotus. So this is the number of mana that I need. So if I match 13, I get 13 points. Now remember, I get +3. So if I match 3 red dots of red, for example, that's 3 points. Plus my bonus is +3, so I'll get 6 points right away. I'm also going to throw this up on top. What this does, it's a support. So while this support is on the board, each of your mana bonuses are increased by 1. So those 2 that have -1s will be at 0, and the +3s will be +4. This guy is really cool. When your opponent draws a card, your opponent loses 2 life and you gain 2 life. It also has Madness. We'll get into that later because I have a card that uses these Madness later. It's a little confusing, so I'm not going to go into a whole lot of detail here. So either one would work. I could do out the low cost one first and then bring him in. I like him starting to lose points right away and me gaining points, but I also like getting more mana. So we're going to throw this up. either one would work. Either one is a sound, viable work. If you ever get 5 in a row, you get a free swap. Free swap. Free swap. Loyalty activates these abilities. So this cost me 9, 15, and 21 mana to do these different abilities. That's what these symbols are, loyalty. So I try looking for any doubles or any combos. So for example, if I bring this down, it'll give me 3 red and 3 white, which is good. And I think that's probably the best on the board right now. I don't see any 5s or anything to give me free swaps. So we'll go. Awesome, awesome, awesome. So a great way to start. Go ahead and let him take his turn, and then Alright, so I got a crap ton of matches, crap ton of points, enough to cast all 3 of my spells, which is amazing. Normally doesn't happen. So I now have these cards on the board. So all my mana bonuses are increased by 1. So if you look here, you see, and that includes my loyalty bonus, which is great. So every time I make a match, I now get more instead of just what's there. And then this guy's here as well. Now, if they match, so if this gem gets matched, it will go down by 1. And that's how you kill the other person's supports, is you make matches and get rid of them. This one is a special one. There are very few out there that have this thing, which basically means it's indestructible. So matching it will not. I wonder if it tells you that. Does it tell you that? Yes, it's resilient. Whenever a player matches this support gem, it gains its shield. Then the support gem changes its color. So you're not going to. It'll always be 4. There are obviously spells, cards that will destroy supports, but for the most part, this one does not have resilient, so it will go away every time it gets matched. All right, so I did not mean to turn that off. There we go. All right, so let's move on. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to drop this over. That'll give me my blues, and he will drop down and give me another one. So I'll have a double match there. Let's go. Okay, so again, I'll let him take his turn. Oh, I got an extra swap on that. So out of all that confusion, I got an extra swap. I had a match of 5 or more. So this one is also resilient because he's amazing. So it gives, the top one is okay as long as some of your devotions is 7 or more. He gets +7 and +5 and Berserker. That doesn't happen a whole lot. The amazing thing is at the beginning of your opponent's turn, they lose 6 life every turn. It is amazing and awesome. So every turn he'll be losing 6 life. Plus, when he draws a card, he loses 2 life from this one. So I'll be losing 8 points of life every turn. It's amazing. And remember how I talked about, see, now I'm down to 1 because he got matched twice. I also have access to 2 of my abilities now. So I'm going to go ahead and use my second one. I usually don't. You draw 2 cards and summon 4 2/2 zombie tokens. I usually destroy target creature your opponent controls is destroyed. I usually use that one, but strong. So we're going to draw some cards. Draw some zombie tokens. So you can see every time you put out the same card, it just stacks on top of the same card. So in this case, it's a 2/2, but I have 3 extras, so a total of 4. So I have 8/8. Zambi. They don't do anything else except that, but that is enough. It's awesome. All right, so I do want to get some of my loyalty back. So I could move. I think what I'm going to do is go ahead and move this guy down. That will give me my loyalty, and it'll give me a white. Whites don't give me that much, but it's better than nothing. Over here, I'm going to switch these two, and I'll explain that. He starts as a 1/1. He then gets a +1 for every card in his hand. See, the -6. So he gets a -2. And so he gets a +1 for every card in his hand, and every time he draws a card, he gets a +1. He also has Defender, so that means creatures that are not flying will have to attack him first. He does not have Defender, so creatures will ignore him. So I got another Thought Sponge. So we're going to go ahead and switch them out so that he comes out first. She's an amazing card, and I have a great engine with her. So this engine is something that you can set a card in motion, and it will just, like a train engine, just build and build and build. But for right now, the way that this particular duel is setting up, I'm not worried about her as much as I want to get another Thought Sponge out. He'll get a +4 because of his cards. So we're going to do that first. All right, and you can see my Lotus is gone because it got matched. It done got matched. All right, so one thing I will say, if you do pick this up for your phone, first of all, good on you. Second of all, it's nice. Their suggestions are okay sometimes, but 90% of the time, well, not 90, but a lot of the times you can find something that's better. So don't always pay attention to what they're doing. So in this case, I'm going to go with this one down here. I like making my matches lower on the board so that they have higher chances of messing with stuff. So if I can either go straight down or I can go over. If I go over, it'll just bring this down. But if I go down like this, this will drop, making a match with the green. So like to double up every time. -5 and -8. -6. He draws a card. He gets a +1. He does 2 damage. Brought in a 4/3 dude. Causes him to draw a card, and guess what? He gets a +1/+1, and it hurts him. Alright, so a couple choices have just popped up here for me. If I don't do anything, then on his turn, he has summoning sickness right now. That's why it's all swarmy and blackny. So he can't attack. If I just let him go and he attacks next turn, I will kill him, and he'll do the damage to me because he's not flying. But he will go down, he'll take 4 points of damage, and he'll be at 3. I don't want to do that because I have a choice, so I'm going to go ahead and go like this. Go to the target creature your opponent controls is destroyed. It says, which one? Boom. Boom. He has +1 in his graveyard. I'm going to, again, she's a great card, but I'm not going to use her probably this whole fight. This thing is an amazing support. By the way, the colors are match the rest of the thing, so this is a mythic card. While this support on the board, your first creature gets 8 +8 +8, and whenever he attacks, he gets a +2/+2 because you proliferate. So all the cards will, this card will get a +1 +1 twice. So it's amazing. Just a powerful card. That's why it costs 17 to cast. So we're going to go ahead and throw him down. He's almost done. I would almost be tempted to throw him on top, but I'll just go ahead and let him jump in because he's only got 4 left. All right, so looking at our board state, I'm not seeing, I don't spend a lot of time studying the whole board and trying to figure it out. I just try to find something that's quick. I don't see any doubles. I don't really care about loyalty with this Planeswalker as much as I do getting my cards in play. It's telling me to do this one. I think we're going to do this one instead because it's there goes my Thought Sponge. He gets a +5. So again, -6. Draws a card, -2, +1. You only have 6 cards. He's at max. Because he did not discard a card, then he will not draw any more cards until he plays something. So he won't be buffed anymore each turn. So here's another. Fraying Sanity is awesome. It's another support. Again, mythic one. At the end of your opponent's turn, your opponent is drained of 5 mana. So at the end of his turn, every turn, he's going to lose mana. So you can see I've used up a little bit mana to start this card, and I've used a little mana to start this card. He's used a lot of mana on these 2 cards. So every turn, when this sucker comes out, he'll be losing it. So I think the game's going to be over long before then, before that comes into play. But all right, so again, I don't see any doubles. I don't care about loyalty right now, so we're just going to go he's down at 34, 6. He does not get -2 because his hand is so now he can do one of his special loyalties. So this is called Welcome to the Fold. It just lets me take one of his creatures. I don't care about that at this point, so we're just going to move on. All right, so right now my choices are white and green or loyalty. White and green doesn't help me at all. I mean, I only get 2. 2 would be better than nothing, but I think at this point I'd rather have the loyalty as opposed to just white. So let's go ahead and move this over. I forgot Enraged is enacted, so I was doing 2 times damage. Alright, so I'm full health. And as you can see, I got both of those, so we'll come back to that in a second. I get 100. Four for my coalition, 1 for this event. So I won, I earned that one, and I did not cast any spells. We continue. So that, my friends, is Magic: The Gathering Puzzle Quest. I like it. I like it a lot. That is my most powerful, one of my most powerful planeswalkers, with that ability of just killing any creature as his first loyalty ability is amazing. Very, very powerful. The second one I used today, I honestly rarely ever use the other 2. I think I've used his third one maybe once or twice in the 6 years I've had him. So those 6 points I earned bring me up to 45, or 5 points I earned rather, bring me up to 45 out of 50 until I get my next mana crystals. And you can see I now only have 4 left. So each one is set on a timer. So that's why while we were playing that one, these jumped up to 5. They were at 4 before, if you remember. All right, so now that we know him a little bit more, I normally don't do this. I usually switch it up all the time. Let's go ahead and do another one. Now this player is also level 60. I had a lot of luck on that match, so it was good. Like any game of Magic, there are times where you're going to get boned with what you draw and the crystals. The huge thing about that match was that my very first turn, I was able to put all 3 spells out in the very first play. And that's rare and amazing when that happens. You can go all game without getting a whatever the hell that's called, where you're cascade. Get a cascade like that. You can go all game without getting a cascade like that. And sometimes it feels like that's all the other guys have been getting. This is one of them. Alright, so let's take a look and see what our starting hand is. This good one, and she's awesome. Alright, so take a look at what we've got on board. We can get a 4. Lots of reds and blacks, but sadly I don't see anything that's going to give me a 5 or even a double. So we could do the 4, and the 4 will kill this whole swath. Alright, we're going to go for it. It's going to give him a setup, though. If I do that, that'll allow him to have a free swap. Because if you take out this roll, he'll have 1, 2 with a 3, and then 1, 2 below it. So I don't want to do that. So I'm actually just going to go like this. Alright, so now we have a double. So that's good. Like a double, so he's already got a swap, a thing out. He's already doing better than the other guy did. So, if you care, so again twice. All I have to do is match him twice, and he'll go away. At the beginning of your turn, he turns 2 to white. So we're going to do a quick swappy swap here. Bit of a cascade, and now that one. So she'll be taking 2 damage every time she draws a card. Alright, so now the colors for me are pretty much gone. It looks like I only have 1 match that'll give me my colors. So see, it's telling me to do white. White is terrible for me, so that's why, like I said, if you do pick this up, I typically don't pay attention to what it tells me to do. So in this case, I could do a loyalty, because loyalty is always good to have. But instead, I'm going to go ahead and do this. Normally, I wouldn't want to kill my own support, but as I told you before, that support doesn't die. Be a free swap. Swap. 1 extra swap. Now hard to kill this creature. My woman, my assassin, when she comes in, will kill things. Every turn, she kills the top one and then goes dormant for a turn. Alright, so this will stop her from... Your opponent is disabled. I don't want that to happen when she comes in. Alright, I think I'm going to start this engine because this setup as you can see, it's a totally different game than it was last one. That's why one reason I like this so much, especially compared to the other matching up triple matching games. All right, so I can kill him, and I want to do that. So I want to either go down. I don't see that triggering anything. If I go this way, there's a chance there might be a red sitting here. So let's do that. All right, so we killed it. Very happy to get rid of that support. And now he's double, so he's now doing 10 damage to me. But we're not that stressed yet. So let's go ahead and move up our Gilded Lotus. Remember, we know what he does already. He boosts everything, so we're going to bring him up. Oop. There we go. Again, so this is going to not only give me a red, so it's going to do three things. Give me a red, matching, which is great. Going to kill one of these guys. I thought I was going to do a third one, but he's not going to go away because he's still going to have one left. But it'll set me up next turn for a loyalty. So let's do that. So if he doesn't kill her, then on her, she will kill her if she attacks. I also have my loyalty ready. Alright, so we just sit back and wait for him to finish his turn. Alright, so something of importance is this. This is Life Link. So even though I haven't hurt her yet, well, I have hurt her with my little 2 every turn. He'll be getting 5 life back every turn. We don't want to do that. So she will kill top 1. Whenever the creature deals damage to a planeswalker, exile the last creature your opponent controls. Then deal damage to the player equal to that creature's toughness times 2. And then you disable this creature. So we are going to kill him. Target creature your opponent controls is destroyed. Which one? I can pick, so I'm picking him. Now, she can't be blocked. So she's going to damage her, killing this one and doing 28 points of damage. Very, very nice. All right, but it's my turn, so let's see. We're gonna take our double, even though they're white and green, not good colors for us. It'll hurt him, so we're gonna definitely do that. That down 1. Lotus in, yay! So you can see. So because we are on the page double. So I did 56 points damage at that point. Very nice, very nice. All right, so it's time to get our engine rolling here. I'm going to be doing 10 points damage. Notice she's disabled, like I said. So I can kill this guy. Excellent. Again, it's not my Planeswalker's favorite colors, but it'll kill his support. And his support right now is giving him whites every turn. Not huge, but hey, if I can hurt him, why not? I really don't need anything right now. I've got a good set. Boom, he's dead. So what she does, so this one is a little complicated. So if you don't get it at the first time, don't worry about it. It's not that huge a deal. What happens is every time she attacks, you can discard the last card in your hand. If you do, she draws a card, and then her opponent loses 4 life. Now, so if we're going to say yes, do that. And because, first of all, she has haste. That's what that equals. And because all damage is doubled to Planeswalkers, 8 points damage. Now, when you discard a card from your hand at any time, if you have a card with Madness in your hand, you reinforce this creature. So that's why she's now reinforced by 1, and she's a 3/10, a 6/10 instead of a 3/5, because she has Madness as well. Madness. Madness itself means when you discard another card from your hand, this card gains mana, and she can't be discarded by someone else. So she gains 3 mana every time I discard a card. So you can see this engine I have set up. So she'll discard the last card in her hand. She can't discard cards with Madness. We're going to move him up to the top because I like that card. So every turn, she discards a card, does damage, and because I'm discarding a card, she'll get reinforced. And then because I'm discarding a card, my other copy of her in my hand will gain mana. So I won't have to spend mana to bring her out. So they're all cascading effects. That's why I call it an engine. All right, so this one is my Gilded Lotus, so I don't want to match them, even though it's my Planeswalker's colors. So we're just going to go here. Do we want to do it? Yes. So I draw a card. Boom. So you see, even though things started off slow, I was way behind. This Nicol Bolas God Pharaoh Planeswalker is just amazing. And once again, I got my 4 points and my 1 point. So this is experience my going up in my as a whole. This is the player. When you use a card that's I'm actually not going to talk about that this time. I'll talk about it next time I things. But here's my daily goals being worked on. So I guess I will talk about it since we have to wait for it to load. Each individual card, the more you use it, it will earn experience, and then it'll become mastered. When that card is mastered, it doesn't earn any more experience. So the reason they do that, have that mechanic, is that if you just pick a deck and never change that deck, your personal Planeswalker level will never change because you're not earning any more experience. So the whole concept is for you to be changing your decks and adding more cards to earn more experience. So boom, I got my 50. I get my 15 mana crystals. And there we go. All right, so let's try one that I'm not as familiar with. He's level 35. So now, because, so he's 38. So I'm going to go ahead and click on him. So the objectives are to cast no supports during this phase. By the way, this is for your coalition, your guild, if you will. So This is the custom deck I'm using right now for him. So this is what these mana are used for, these mana points. The mana runes are used is to level up your heroes. So we're going to go ahead and take him up to 37. So that upgraded one of my Planeswalker abilities, which is awesome. So this guy, so you can see he's only 3. That's why we just leveled up Spiraling Time. Level 2, because he's only level 36. And you see the mana bonuses are very different. So right now I can return a card that costs less, 12 or less, and I increase its cost by 3, so it's harder to cost to spell to bring back out. Nice. Or I can wait for 15, draw 2 cards and gain an extra swap. That's nice. Or I can bring in this guy and it makes a support. Whenever you draw a card, your opponent loses reinforcement. If they can't lose reinforcement, they exile a creature. So that is amazing. So he's definitely one I want to work on with my loyalty. Whereas with my last Planeswalker, I didn't care as much about loyalty. I cared about getting those cards out. This guy is more about getting his loyalty to trigger. He's got 3 decent ones. Excuse me. But the best one is the 3rd one, so I want to wait to get all those up. Wait until I get earn enough loyalty to do my 3rd one. I think it's 21 loyalty. Right away, I see it looks like I can get loyalty and a red right here. I know it's hard to see, but it'll load here in just a moment. Again, the emulator takes a little bit longer, and because I'm using a different Planeswalker this time, it takes just a moment. So let me know what you think, guys. Leave comments, suggestions. I love this game. I'm very excited that I get to share it with you all, and share some of my excitement for how this works. You can find out what the other people do. If you click on them, it tells him he can create tokens and gain life. He can convert tokens and create whenever creature you control deals damage to him, he gains loyalty. Okay. Or you can fetch 4 cards and they gain 6 mana. So, see, in my opinion, I would not buy this guy just because compared to some of my other Planeswalkers, he's not that exciting. But it's nice he doesn't have any negatives down here for mana bonuses. Alright, so like I said, this guy is all about loyalty. He's white and blue. So I won't. I could get a blue here, but I'd rather do loyalty. Boom, red. All right, so let's take a look and see what we've got. So we've got a critter. This thing makes people prevent. You can't hurt them, and they give them a +1 to the beginning of the end of your turn, or your next turn. So I don't really care about this right now. I'm going to go ahead and just delete this. Poof. Are you sure you want to exile this card? Confirm. This one's okay. This one gives me +1 first strike. Knight isn't important. Again, it's a support. So the other one was an enhancement. This one is a support. All right, so let's go with, we're going to leave it the way it is. Have my creature be up twice, and then we'll bring in a thing. Probably end up deleting this support for now. But let's see what we've got here. We have no blues. We have a 4. I think I'm just going to go with the white. But again, up here, I'd rather do it down low. Excellent. So we got a white. So if you're able to drain mana like he did, and to get 5, so I don't know if you followed that. Basically, when this creature's entered the battlefield, you drain 5 mana from yourself, and it gets a +2. He was sitting on 5 mana when he came in. He drained it and gave himself a bonus. All right, what critter was that came in? Another Drake. Okay. All right, so I want loyalty. I don't see a way of getting both. I don't see a double happening here, so we will stick with the mana. Already up to here. If you want to know how much. Alright, so I need to put my card back into my hand. Not very nice. Rude. So I'm sitting on 9. And the most you can ever have is 30, at least for this guy. Alright, so no way to get loyalty. I can get white here, but I'm going to take the 4 up here instead. Because he threw that card back into my hand, I now have 6 in this hand. Alright, so what this guy does is it activates 3 gems on the board somewhere, and if you match those gems, then it drains all the mana from this first card. Alright, so let's check out his mana bonuses again. So I don't want black, that's -2. Everything else is okay. Green's better, and of course, my main ones are the ones I want. So I do see loyalty, so we're going to go with loyalty. Spending a lot on loyalty because we want loyalty bonus. So you can this slow. Bring out a little faster. Brought out 2 numbers right away. Whew. Boy, I'm getting my butt kicked, so I may not win this one. And by may not, I mean probably not going to win this one. I'm not getting the matches I need. I'm not getting anything that I like. So we're going to go ahead and kill the dub. All right, so this will give me my white and loyalty, so absolutely do that. A little bit of a cascade. Things here. Well, I drain it, so I don't get two things. But I'm building up. But he's doing double damage now. So he's got 30 damage on board right now. So we're going to go ahead and do the spiraling time. I still only need 2 to do this one, but You know, I'm going to gamble. I'm going to gamble because I might be able to pull this off. So let's go ahead and... This is a double. Right at the double. Up here. That gives me my thing here. Oh, I forgot it. Okay. He's one. Just let him kill me. Right, and that's what happened when he wins. So there you go. Boom. You earn a pittance of 50 mana runes when you lose. But now you also learn. See, I have 0 hit points. In 5 minutes, I'll get some back. You can heal using these potions. So even if I wanted to do this one again, I could. Typically, I just move to a different, like right now, even in this event, there are 3 other planeswalkers. So I just pick a different planeswalker and go to a different one. So that one was just a series of unfortunate events. You earn no points, no nothing, just because you lost. So let's go ahead and go to our Nissa. I forget who this is. So, we're fighting ourselves. All right, what are you hitting yourself for? What are you fighting yourself for? So let's go with my opponent right now is 5 levels above me. I don't like that, so we're going to switch this. Take her up 2 levels. 3. Okay, and we'll see what she gains. Hit points increased twice by 6. And now green match gives me more mana. Nice. Okay, so now you can see she has +4, +3, +1. Okay, so she's a green and black. More green than black, I guess. All right, I'm actually going to change my mind because she is rather complicated. I don't feel like going through all the explanation with that. So we're instead going to stick to our other level, 60. She is nowhere near as powerful. But unlike all my other planeswalkers, energizing is something she does. So her abilities are she's able to bring in the Thopters like the other guy did, the little flying robots, and energize a bunch of things on the board. Her second ability is she takes away some of those energized gems and boosts all the constructs in her deck, on the board rather, give them a +6/+6. And her last one is she takes 4 vehicles in her library and puts them on the board. So again, with her, the 3rd level is really nice. The 3rd level loyalty ability, planeswalker ability is great. So I'm going to be trying to focus on getting loyalty over mana. So right now, looks like I can have 1 chance of loyalty. So good, go for it. So we'll look real quick to see what she has. Not really that worried about it right now. Okay, so this guy's really strong, really powerful. He also gains when he attacks, he gets a +1/+1. That's just not just for the turn. So every time he attacks, he gets a +1. So he doesn't have a crew ability, but I'm not worried about that. So we're gonna go with this. Get some. Looks like we're gonna have ability this time. Alright, so far I've not had any matches for my colors. Blue and red. I don't see any blue and red here at all. I don't see anything that gives you a 5. I don't see anything that's giving me a double. This is just garbage matches right now. Alright, so looks like this is my best bet. Good. But give me a red. So my hand is full. Let's see if I have any cards that are redundant or I don't want. So you can only have 3 creatures. So this is 4 creatures. We'll go ahead and get rid of this expensive one. And go with this for now. I'll probably move this spell up, but for now, we'll leave it. Okay, so don't see any doubles or any special things, so we're just going to grab a red. Almost out. Taking a while. Let's see what he makes goblins. I'm going to go ahead and throw him back in his hand. Make him recast that puppy, which is what this spell does. We're going to go ahead and get rid of this guy. Put you up, so hopefully I can get 9 mana this turn. Let's see, we have red down here. And that is it. Tell you, get him out. So this card has crew. So anytime I bring in a creature, this has it gains 2 mana. Alright, so now he's going to be doing 14 damage, so we definitely want to get him out. Let's see, I can do 1, I can do 4. Alright, so we have a double in our color. Yay! Alright, so I'm going to make this match, which will get rid of these 3 and then match these 3. So return target creature to its owner's hand and then surveil 1. Putting that back in his hand, he's gone. Now I'm confirming because I can choose not to surveil if I don't want to. And what that does is it allows me to get rid of one of these. Does it tell you? Yeah. You pick one card from the top 4 cards, put those cards in my graveyard, and then the rest on top of my library. So the one I don't want out of these 4 is this one. The other 3. We put him out too. Alright, so any attacks, 10, we're doing double damage right now. Alright, so now I get a free swap. I don't care what flavor it is. I always take the free swap. And yes, I'm using an absolute because I cannot think of a time when I would not do a free swap. Oops, wrong one. Moving him on up. Remember, he does 6 damage every turn. And now, because double damage, he's going to be doing 12 damage per turn. Heck yeah, I want to get him out. So. Alright, still haven't got up to the number 3 in loyalty. I don't see any blues. I do see a red. I'm just looking for doubles or anything special. So let's go ahead and do the lower one. So these are energized, by the way. So those the glowy ones, what it means by it's energized. So if you look, 6 plus 6 to each construct you control. He is a construct. I'm actually going to do that because at this point in the game, I'd rather be doing double damage. Boom. Just takes an energy mark, and he gets plus 6 plus 6. All right, now we're going to do this. He 12, and then he does 12. He was not able to get whatever card that is. Now we are rocking and rolling. All right, so here we go. Loyalty. So at this point, with what I've got, I can win. And actually, I win because he's going to do his 12. Boom. So it was touch and go for a bit, but we came back. All right. This, my friend, is a puzzle quest. Magic the Gathering puzzle quest. You notice. All right, so this, I now mastered this card. I've used it enough to where that card will no longer be earning experience. So I did energize 3 out of 5. I didn't quite win it fast enough in 5 rounds. I won it in 8 rounds instead. So, all right, so I'm going to go home real quick. I want to check my questises, see if I've won any of my questises or completed any of my quests. So this is Puzzle Quest. I like it. I love it. I want more of it. I play it quite a bit. The mechanics are somewhat different in how they play. Obviously, having up to I think my highest is 132 life. One of my Planeswalkers has. There we go. Claim, yeah. As opposed to 20 life. Claim. But it has a very similar feel, and it's just, to me, it's just so much fun. So much fun. All right, so next time we'll go in a little bit more into the story aspect of it, and we will see. So again, hit me up if this is something you want to see more of. I can set a certain time, a specific time every week, if there's something you would like to watch live and be a part of. So just leave a comment. Yes, this is something I would be interested in. Maybe even put a day and a time. Daytime is typically better for me, but leave a comment and we'll go from there. Like, subscribe, but whatever else you do, enjoy the rest of your day.